It's time to get a little less serious about wrestling. This is the alternate commentary table with lifelong friends.
Notice your difference in size.
And lifelong wrestling fans.
Each is a very capable performer, and each is a little too clever to give the other boy much of an advantage.
Mitch Hontzias.
Credits himself with a lot of power.
And Dimitri Korolis.
So that he got all that power from drinking raw olive oil all through his youth.
No, we're talking about Ricochet.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
Stop it.
I'm back, and I want to talk about Ricochet and the controversy he's caused.
Just because you're back doesn't mean that you get to walk in here and do whatever it is you think you're allowed to do.
Oh, really?
Let me tell you something, brother. Okay?
I'm here.
I know, and I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, you're hearing two voices for the first time in a couple weeks on the alternate commentary table, the ACT. That's right. Brought to you by the McGuire on Wrestling podcast feed, wherever you are, downloading, streaming, doing whatever it is with your podcast. It's on all forums. It's everywhere. One thing I want to say, back on the YouTube, we're back and running. Go to YouTube, look at McGuire on Wrestling, hit that subscribe button. There's a little bell over there. I want you to hit the bell button as well.
Ding.
Ding. I love it. Team MOW, the hashtag, the Facebook page. You got to get in there. You're going to find everyone. You're going to find the GWO, maybe possibly the greatest faction of all time.
It really is.
You are going to find Daddy, the Mike McGuire. You're going to find the Andy Evans. You're going to find the GW Joe Aguinaldo, who's been on fire, by the way, the last few weeks. He's been on fire. He's been on fire.
How does he not have his own show yet?
He's one of our own. He did it. Listen, McGuireShow.com. Do the search for the merch. Stay a while, look at a bio, love it, respect it, be a part of it. Everything that we're doing here is fantastic. And of course, like I said, there is a tip function. We'll take cash.
Cash, money, bills.
Envelopes, just like the Greeks do it.
Just
okay?
do it.
We do it for weddings, we do it for baptisms. No, I'm waiting for Mike just to give me the slap on the wrist and be like, listen, can you stop doing it? Because I'm getting envelopes of cash.
If he gives you a slap, I got a chair shot ready for him at any time.
Anyways, Mitch, you're back. Welcome back.
Hey.
Give us a quick rundown. You've had a SmackDown Raw Elimination Chamber, Hell in a Crib, whatever it is that's been going on the last 2 weeks. The Team MOW.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been listening. They've had you back.
I saw.
They've been talking about you. Tell us, talk to us.
First off, thank you very much to everybody for all the well wishes. I love you guys all. Appreciate it. All the great messages we've been getting and phone calls, texts, all that stuff. Happy to announce I got a baby boy. He's beautiful, happy and healthy. Wife's okay. She got a little sick right after in the recovery room. So your boy Mitch over here from the GWO, we got a new member now. He's in the crib, but man, was I running around. But I have to give a lot of accolades to my boy over here across the table from me. Dimitri did a great job taking care of the team. The rest of the team watching my back as I had to go and take care of a couple of matters. Now, with that being said, I'm back, baby. Adam Cole, that's how you come back. That's how you come back to when you have to take a little leave of absence for a couple weeks, and then you come back. The people are excited to see Mitch back. They're happy to see the ACT formed once again.
And we're not overthinking it. We're not overselling it. It's right in your face.
I feel like the fans right now are going, "Thank you, Mitch." They're just doing it. I can just see it. I'm feeling it.
One more pod.
One more pod. I feel it. But I know you're not feeling that same kind of love. I saw it with my own eyes on AEW. Everybody else is in the ring. They're like, "Oh, let's give him an intro to come in." No one cares.
No one cares.
No one cares.
First and foremost, I want to say two things about that dozen battle royal. Can we just call it battle royal? Do we really care if it's a dozen? Like, what's next? You might as well have done the baker's dozen.
Well, they
if you're going to be just be a baker's dozen. But two things I noticed. Adam Cole, the crowd is not into your booms.
Yep.
The crowd is not yelling the bay as much as you want.
Nope.
And here's the other thing, AEW. Don't think that you can copy and rip off Mick Foley by putting a mask on someone.
That's right.
Don't think, hey,
you know what we're talking about.
This is not 90s WCW. Don't you put a mask, give a guy a white shirt and a tie.
Uno's a good guy, though. I like the Uno.
I like the Uno, but I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay? That is A car. Listen.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Stop now.
Okay.
Exactly.
And if I see Ricochet come out in the arachnid costume, then all bets are off.
And you know what? We'll get to you in a minute, Ricochet. We'll get to you in a minute, buddy.
More like
Ricochet.
Ricochet.
Does he think he's something? Well, he clearly must. He thinks he's something else.
Yeah.
We'll get to you in a minute. Where I want to start this pod is maybe on a little bit of a controversial call.
Oh, no.
Last week, as I'm sitting back and I'm waiting, I did get the pay-per-view. I got a lot of pay-per-views over the last couple of weeks, and I got myself a little Survivor Series. And I said to myself, I'm so pumped because for weeks and months, they've been drubbing this up, and good on you, WWE. You're going, you know what? We're gonna sell this puppy out last minute. Granted, we're gonna make the tickets $15,000 each. Everybody's gonna buy these, and they did. And we're gonna just give them nothing that they expected to get. Now, on that end, respect. Just because we want it doesn't always mean we can handle it and or need it. You hold it back a little bit. The baby, sometimes it's crying. You give him the bottle, you don't give him the bottle. You just fed him, so why does he want a bottle again? You gotta be the responsible adult in the room. I get it. But last week on this pod, and I was listening to the McGuire show. Listen, Mike, I don't want to start a fight with you and your cohort over there on your radio show. But I got a little problem with that guy. I got a little problem with that guy's going, oh, it was a 4 out of 5 or a 5 out of 5 because I was there. Listen, with all due respect, thank you for going. Thanks for giving us the heads up and what happened. But don't you dare tell me that was a 4. That was the worst pay-per-view of the year. That was the worst pay-per-view of the year. And my dad has a saying, the good day starts in the morning. That woman's Survivor Series match that kicked it all off created the whole scene, and it was horrible. Second mistake that I made was not seeing the dates. November 30th, you put it on. That's American Thanksgiving weekend. Why did we not see it? No wonder The Rock wasn't there. Of course he's not going to go, honey, I got to go up to Vancouver, Canada to go and make a Final Boss appearance. No, not even the Final Boss has that kind of clout over his wife and his kids. Let me make that very much clear as I figured out over the last few days, all right? So that's what we're going to... Dimitri, last week's Survivor Series, with all due respect, are you with me or are you against me with regards to how bad this pay-per-view was last week?
I'm with you, partner.
Thank you, partner.
Listen, I am 100, 1,000, million, gazillion parts with you. But I'm gonna throw a couple things out. Number one, the friend.
Yeah.
Okay, that went over. He went over there to watch.
You went over there, yeah.
I'm gonna only defend him on this part.
I'm trying to defend him. I'm just not like...
It might have been different.
Right.
Listen, when you're at a live show,
right.
You don't know. Maybe the guy's a couple Bevy Rajas in.
Fair enough.
Maybe it's live. He's not seeing things. I'm throwing that out there.
Sure.
But I do agree with you. But here's the other thing. If you're paying that much money and that's what you got, you have to convince your friends.
You took the words out of my mouth.
Why it was so good.
Look.
Yes, I got ripped off, but at least I came home with a T-shirt.
Listen.
Look at this shirt, guys.
His words, not mine. I paid more for the ticket than to get myself over there.
Yeah.
That right there should have been signal number one. This could go badly. All right. Now, Vancouver's an expensive city. I get it, all that, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But I'm not mad at the guy. I'm just giving him a hard time. To your point. You're right.
He's giving him hot time.
You're absolutely right. He has to convince himself. But don't tell me it was a 4 or a 5 out of 5.
No, it
that
wasn't.
first match alone, sir. That first match alone. Listen, this is a live event. The wrestlers are going to make mistakes. I get it. But when you guys when they've come up with this idea of going, okay, each one of you got to grab an item as you come in. It's like going to somebody's party and having forgot to buy a present, and then you got to stop at the 7-Eleven literally a block away and, I'll get them a Crunch Bar. That'll do. That's what it felt like. It was horribly put together. The women in there looked like they never talked to each other prior to the match going, let's try this, let's do this. It was bad. And when Nia Jax was the one that was quarterbacking it by the end of it, going, okay, you go over here, you do it. Me and GW Joe, we were talking behind the scenes, and I'm telling you, he agreed with me. When she's the one that's kind of quarterbacking it, that's not good. Here's some good takeaways. I will say one thing. Rhea Ripley looked fantastic. Like, hey, how you doing? I'm happy for
The best
you.
moment of the match was the Tiffany Stratton
Yes.
pulling out the briefcase.
Yes.
They're both on the floor. And
Agreed.
I'm like, oh my God, I called it. I can't believe it.
Yes.
I obnoxiously just threw it out there just to be funny. Now,
But again, they teased it.
but they tease it, which I don't mind. I
That's
don't mind
fine.
the tease.
That's fine.
I don't mind the tease.
That's fine.
But why was that the best moment? Because there's story. Listen, when I think of War Games,
Yes.
Hell in a Cell, all these things, like they try to be too AEW and gimmicky. This is the problem I have. War Games and all this stuff exists because you are locked in because you have a serious problem with the other team.
Very well
and
said,
you
exactly.
cannot escape
Yeah.
and you have to confront it.
That's right.
You don't need you don't need gimmick matches.
No.
To tell, you need to tell the story.
That's right.
And so the Stratton part, you're like, okay, here's a story.
This is good. I
Right?
like it.
And this is why the old school Survivor Series is that much better.
Yes.
Because it's 4-on-4. You got to assemble the team. Everyone's got a problem with everyone, and they're forced to confront each other with no implications. Like, this is one of those where Rhea Ripley should be getting her hands to get the crowd pop on Liv Morgan.
That's right.
Like, you can't go anywhere now.
That's right. That's right.
Not, can I put a dumpster over my head again and fall backwards? Not, can we, what can we take into the ring?
Yes.
And what are we going to find? I'm sorry.
You know what? To that point, I had it in my notes. Io Sky, unreal. I'm a big fan of her, and I've become a big fan over the last little while. But to redo the gimmick again, where last year you can tell it was concocted at that moment. I'm going to put this can on my head, I'm going to jump off the top and do it. To do it where you're like, I'm going to do it again to get a pop, killed it. You killed me. You killed me.
And why are they in a cage? Follow me on this.
I'm listening.
What's going to happen in Toronto? Elimination
Buddy,
Chamber.
get out of my head,
Okay?
man.
No.
Get out of my head, man.
Elimination Chamber.
Yes.
So why are we repeating? This now has become the same pay-per-view for me.
Yes.
It's not even Survivor Series. It's not even War Games.
Yes.
It's Elimination Chamber without the championship implications with different sheets of metal.
Agreed.
Like, why are you there in the cage?
I don't know.
In. Like,
Exactly.
guys, come on. I'm sorry. Because now I'm so mad at this pay-per-view because last week I touted this could be like, okay, The Rock didn't come in. I'm not upset about that. I like the tease. I love.
But could you tell the crowd was waiting, sitting there,
Yes.
going, he's coming. And then it's like Santa. He didn't show up.
He didn't show. Listen to me. I don't. The thing I love about wrestling, and I'll give it credit, is we were anticipating all these things.
Yes.
Which means that they did a really good job of keeping us.
Yes.
And whether they give it to us or not, that's the whole point of wrestling.
Agreed.
This is why I love it. So I don't care that Seth didn't come in. I don't care that The Rock didn't come in. I don't care about any of that. None of that whatsoever. But what I do care about is when you start to lose the essence of actually telling stories. I looked and said, this is going to be the greatest Survivor Series of all time because of all this anticipation.
That's right.
In every match.
Yes.
And then you get that.
This is what I'm saying. Look, going through the list of matches, and rather than picking at all of them,
Yeah.
I'm just going to say this one as well. Gunther, Damian Priest. All of a sudden, you got Finn coming in. You got Gunther finishing him off. I agree with Mike and Meltzer when they were talking about it. I love that point. You're finishing him off with the rear naked choke. No. This is a championship match. I agree. Have some flair. This is sports entertainment. If I wanted to watch Bob Backlund do some sort of move, or the Iron Sheik do some sort of mercy move on and make the guy count, I get it. But that move is not fun. It's not exciting.
No.
And you know what? Outside of Finn Balor coming in again, and we got to go through this whole storyline between these three. You know what I liked about SmackDown yesterday? I'm starting to see that they're doing what we've asked them to do. They're doing the NCAA, the transfer portal. Oh, I can come over here now. Oh, I can go. Yes. Why was this so difficult for everyone to understand? You're such a big organization with all these great superstars.
Yeah, man.
Move everybody around a little bit. And by the way, Street Profits, why are you getting angst all the time? What's going on? But anyways, let me go back to that. So Gunther and Damian Priest, I guess we're going to have to see it again. It was okay match. I didn't mind that one. LA Knight. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Look, I got excited because that one, you know why it made me mad, Dimitri? I don't mind that LA Knight loses. And if he had won, I wouldn't have been upset. What made me mad is he only lost a belt because somebody in this pay-per-view had to lose a belt, and they weren't going to give Gunther that, and there was no other belt to give away. So LA Knight, almost at a process of elimination, lost that belt to a really small storyline.
Yeah. That's listen.
Nakamura deserves a belt, but not right now. He just came back.
On one end, I agree with you. On the other end, I'm still okay with it. I like this new Nakamura. Did you see the entrance on SmackDown? Did you see that entrance now?
Yes.
Now we're started. It's really good.
But give it a week.
I don't know why
Let it percolate.
I don't know why people were picking on this match too much either. Again, this is one of these. Look, they're there to tell a story.
Yeah,
I agree. That like the whole point is they're there to tell the story. And so if you just get caught up into what you can't get upset. This is my opinion. You can't get upset because something doesn't happen that you want to happen. You can get upset if something doesn't make sense that they're giving you a product to insult you. So This wasn't a product that insulted me. It was a dark guy, who's had this guy, and he got the best of him. And he repackaged himself. And listen, if he didn't win, and the match wasn't, see, people that are talking about, it wasn't like the greatest, dynamic match. It wasn't supposed to be, you guys. It was supposed to be subdued to the point. Maguire said it best. His moves changed. His look changed. I talked to him the other day. Is he the new Sting, like the Mystique? Not a new Sting, but you know what I'm saying. So that was all good, and I loved every single part of that. And for him, because if he didn't win, then there's no point to bring him back and change him.
I understand. I just don't think he needed to win the belt at that pay-per-view. Win it at the next pay-per-view. Let the storyline develop a little bit.
Yeah.
It was literally 1 week in, man.
But the triple threat.
The triple there. Listen, can I say one thing? Sheamus, you still got it, bro. You still got it. You still got it. Him, Kaiser, and Braun were, to me, best match of the night by far, not even close. And you know what? And again, you're not going to take the belt off Braun. You're not. You're not going to give it to Sheamus. You're not going to give it to Kaiser yet. It's not there. So again, LA Knight loses out of process of elimination. That's just what happened. Going to the final match.
What'd you think?
Listen, I wish I was here the weeks before. I still am confused about the CM Punk thing. Fine, he's there. Kind of. By the end of it, I was like, well, okay, whatever. The Heyman thing, being, he used to have him under his management, and now he's kind of back and got him back again as a client. I don't know how this all works. I like it. I don't like it because I like that it's going to set up some other storylines. But overall match, okay. The one thing that was abundantly clear is that Jacob Fatu is the best wrestler in the WWE. Done, hands down. No one can touch him.
I agree.
And I will say this, Bronson Reed. You, sir, are a MAGA. When you can jump off the rope at your size, granted you broke both your ankles, kind of saw that happening, unfortunately, major respect. And he just fits that bloodline kind of a team. He looks like them. He kind of feels like them. He's got that attitude. He's mad at the world for whatever reason. The Roman Reigns thing, I don't know. What was accomplished out of it? After all said and done, we all wanted this, and I know GW Joe's an agreement with us. What was solved? Because yesterday on SmackDown, they came in, started beating everyone up. They still have the what was it called?
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Right. They still got the necklace. And at the end of the day, Roman now is he the original tribal chief again?
Is it Ulafala?
Ulafala, you got it. Is he the original tribal chief again? Is he the head of both bloodlines now? Is he not? Like, what was accomplished here?
Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. It's like, okay, so you got my crew, you got your crew. Exactly. We're going to meet in the ring. We get there.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a storyline. Like, there was some heat with CM Punk, but the heat's over now.
Right.
No one came in. They just beat them.
Yeah, just beat them straight. Clean.
They beat them bad. Yeah. Like, everyone ran a train on Solo Sikoa at the end.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to.
It's true. Yeah, it happened.
And then you don't get the Ulafala?
Ulafala.
You don't write that down. Yeah, I don't want to get. You know me.
I got it.
Hey, I've already been to I've already been to Team MLW HR knows me. They know.
Well, me. I don't want to be in that office. No.
But yeah, it's like, so he didn't get the Ulafala.
He did get it.
No
belt.
No belt. Bloodlines are still intact.
Yeah.
They don't show up on SmackDown.
Nope.
The other people are just beating up other people. I don't know what happened here.
May I say something? I do not like this new Roman Reigns. I like the Roman Reigns that strolled in for over the 3 years, once every couple of months. There was something different about him. Obviously, he was the champ. This whole new Roman Reigns, and you guys are trying to sell this to me without the belt, without the power, without everything, does not work. You, with all due respect, this is like giving kids a cookie before dinner time and then taking it away. I can't just go to bed with no cookie now. I need my Roman Reigns back. This is not working for me. I'm sorry. And now seeing that you guys, again, what did we accomplish here? We wanted this Survivor Series so bad. We get it. And now what? Nothing. It's not good.
I don't know. Yeah, you kind of left. Like I said, you know what? Again, say what you want. We talked about the prostate exam.
Yeah.
Everyone,
you're clean bill of health. Great.
But we're still asking questions, you guys. We're still asking ourselves some questions.
Was it? No, forget it. I was gonna ask. You wanted me to bring this up, and I feel like I should.
What's that?
You said to use the word Cody Rhodes.
Oh, here's your El Campeon. This is your marquee man.
May I just say something? What'd I say? Go ahead.
And you got nothing for him?
Nothing.
Not one shred of storyline for your main champion at all. At all. I mean, what a miss. Even if all you did was amass a traditional Survivor Series match for the sake of doing it, to have people in.
Yeah.
But you have nothing because instead of Survivor Series, you're saving up for Saturday night's main event with Kevin Owens, who, by the way, is the only person that is making this interesting.
That's right.
Okay?
100%.
Who's the only person. Listen, interviews in the car, I like this.
Great idea.
Beautiful idea. I think he needs to drive and do, like, there's comedians in cars with Coffee and Seinfeld.
Yes.
I think he needs to do that with his interviews from now on. I love the fact that it was a rental.
Yeah.
That made me even happier.
100%.
But here's what I am going to say.
Right.
SmackDown.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes.
Right.
Kevin Owens.
I'm hearing you.
Move over. Chad Gable. Chad freaking Gable. Enough is enough. A piece of me died again last night when I heard Michael Cole saying, I can't believe that this guy does not have a singles championship. Stop it.
Stop. You guys wanted to keep him. He was about to roll out. And then, management and everyone and Paul and the rest of the crew said, no, stick around. We'll make it work. You're making it work through Cody Rhodes right now. Like, obviously, he's not going to take the belt off Cody, but this is what you guys have in store for us, the fans. This is what you got. What have I been saying? Since the time he got the belt, I've sounded like a broken record. And I know all of you are going, shut up, Mitch, shut up. You don't understand, man. I don't understand, or you don't understand. The point of the matter is that Cody Rhodes, as champion, does not work. It's not working. He's got all B, C, and D, but he doesn't have A. He doesn't have A.
The je ne sais quoi.
Exactly. And it's not going.
It's not going. Can I throw a recommendation out there?
Please.
I think they need to pivot a little bit. I think they need to go Drew McIntyre.
Yes, I'm listening.
Cody Rhodes.
What did you do?
Destruction.
What?
And new.
Yes. From there, we go to Raw. I mean, you finished it off beautifully right there. Boom. So, can I just say that Raw was 1,000 times better than the pay-per-view? Yeah, I'm going to say it.
Yeah, it was.
It was. Everything. Sami Zayn has turned into Dr. Phil. He's trying to get everybody on the side. He's like, hey, man, Roman isn't that bad of a guy. It's not a big deal. Seth Rollins doesn't like him. He doesn't like him. All right? The Seth Rollins and CM Punk fiasco that's about to happen, you know what I'm impressed with WWE? That started a year ago, and we're only going to see it now. That's pretty impressive.
And in the middle of that,
right,
a massive storyline that we haven't seen for years in Drew McIntyre and CM Punk.
That's right.
So it's just this triangle effect of people that hate one another, or the two of them that really hate him.
Yeah.
This triangle effect is done perfectly. And this is what the Bloodline storyline's lacking now.
That's right.
That kind of, okay, you can mix and match, but anyways.
Well, they were trying their, that's why yesterday's SmackDown kind of sucked, and we're not going to really talk about it, because they brought the bloodline that lost, the new bloodline, the old bloodline, I don't know which bloodline they are, Solo's bloodline. They come in, they start beating up everyone. We're still tough. We're still going to beat everybody up. But where was Roman and everyone on the Monday? That's why everyone's confused. So let's put that story over here now. We're kind of done with it for a little while.
Yeah.
And McIntyre comes out of nowhere.
Yes.
And does what he does best. He's always got that hoodie. And we never know who it is, but it's always him. And he doesn't wear undershirts, I've noticed. Just
true.
hoodies. And then he comes out, smashes Zayn. All right, I kind of liked it. Why couldn't you do that the night before? You decided you didn't want to do it. Fine, whatever. I'm not going to get that mad about it. As we move on, ladies and gentlemen, what we were all hoping for did not happen again. The New Day. Well, they're going to be fine. You know, they're just like an old couple that's been married for a long time. They bicker, they get mad, and then it takes one thing, maybe one person in this case, Big E, to get them on the same track again. Big E comes out, guys, I'm going to manage you guys. We're going to be the best. We're going to booty-os and all that fun stuff again. And they said no. In fact, why don't you just go back to your corporate job? Why don't you go back to the desk, Big E? Because we're friends again. You know, I got to be honest, I'm not as mad as I thought I was going to be. At first, I was like, if they don't attack him, I'm going to be so mad. And verbally attacking him, dare I say, might have been worse than actually attacking him. He seemed very distraught.
Yeah, in this case,
Yeah,
maybe.
right, yeah.
It's not like, what was the other one on AEW with Mariah May?
Right.
Where she runs in the shadows. She's like running in the shadows. And then you look and you're like, I'm going to beat you. Okay? And here's a champagne bottle. And leave. It's like, listen.
What is happening?
I'm sorry. But the last I checked, when someone has beef and heat with someone else, and they're running with a foreign object, do they not smash him with it?
That's usually the rule.
I mean, why that champagne bottle didn't land and crack the back of Mariah May's head, I don't know.
Neither do we.
And then he stopped and the corner, oh no, she talked to me.
With that, let's stay with AEW. Let's stay at AEW because there's nothing else to discuss in WWE or within the WWE family.
The whole thing with the New Day is, again, it's confusing. I don't understand it, but I'm still looking at it. It's like smelling gasoline, like I said. Weird smell. Yeah. It's still intriguing, and I know it's bad for me.
And I like to hoof it.
So let's get going.
I can't help it. So let me ask you this. We're in AEW. Last week I was listening to the pod that you did here. Great job, by the way. And I was saying to myself, you know what? You convinced me, you son of a gun. This round robin thing, it's actually attaching. Like last year, I remember talking about it going, I don't understand your guys' point system. I don't like it. Now, you made a really good point. Guys that would normally not fight each other, who are good names, great wrestlers, by the way, as well, they're actually getting at it. And you know what? I'm down.
Look how the shows are starting.
Exactly. And you know what? And they're good matches. They may not make all the sense in the world, but it's a round robin. Who cares?
It doesn't matter.
And you know what? The point system I'm still kind of iffy on. And I really don't want to see draws. But again, being that it's there, it's intriguing. It could happen, right? Kyle Fletcher, listen, you're welcome. The ACT takes 100% all the accolades for your new persona.
Yes.
That haircut, your attitude, you're welcome on behalf of the ACT.
You're welcome.
Done.
Yeah.
Done. He's going to win it. I see it. They've got a stage for this kid, and he deserves it. He's on his way. You're on your way, kid. You're on your way. I like it. With that as well, you know, as I'm looking at things, the only thing I can think of is the Swerve Strickland thing. So now he's got to be for a little bit of he's trying to get himself back on top, which I don't like. He worked so hard to get to the top, and now he's tumbled quite a ways down again.
Okay.
And not by himself. It's like there's so much talent at AEW, and they're all trying to find their place. I feel like he's tumbled quite a bit now, where, you know, he's trying to take on, what's that guy's name? Max Caster. Like, this is the guy that you're up against. You were up against, you know, Bobby Lashley just last week. You were fighting for the championship before that. And now you're fighting Max Caster.
Yeah, see, I don't mind that. That was a statement match, though. It was a good
man.
piece. Look, he beat him. He did his move again on him.
Right.
Like he crippled him down.
Yeah.
You know, he's getting his edge back.
Okay, what about this? Okay, you talked about it a second ago, but the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal, okay?
Yeah.
The whole Adam Cole. Now, whoever the top 2 guys are, you'll fight next week. And the winner of that will take on MJF.
Like, why? Listen, you know what? AEW's created.
And why? Sorry to interrupt. Why is it that MJF all of a sudden gets, because of the ring? Is that what they win if they get him? He's got the ring.
He gets a ring.
Oh, okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. It's all for the ring.
Uh-huh.
So here's the thing. Why is it when they're creating matches, does it feel like people that are maybe 14 pints in, a couple other substances deep, trying to create the greatest board game of all time? And then what we'll do is the winner of like the 12, when they're done, then they meet again next week, and the winner goes and meets a guy that they should just meet, but he hasn't really won anything. He's actually, but he's there, and because they don't like him, and then we'll get his friend, who's his friend, to beat him because he's his friend.
Yeah.
And then because they used to be friends, but they were friends.
They're not friends.
They're not going to be friends anymore.
Okay.
And then when he wins, and then he'll be then he comes in a mask.
Right.
Then he beats him again.
This makes so much sense.
And then because they did the royal battle.
Yeah.
And then that guy beats the other guy, and then he wins the 2 championships.
Yeah, he's got one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's how, buddy, what are we doing, Mitch?
Buddy, you want to speak of that? Dimitri, how about every week, I feel like I'm a broken record, and I know people are going to get mad at me, but until it ends, I'm going to keep going. Hook. Why? Why are you guys trying to accomplish here? What are you trying to do? I don't. So he comes in. I want Nick Swagger. So then they all come out, right? And then I don't know if you notice, he starts choking out or he starts beating up Nick Swagger, which, by the way, the choke move is another reason why it's not a move that really works in scenarios. Anyways, he starts choking him out, and then his mom gets on the ring, and he's like going after her, and then he's surprised. His reaction of the surprise that the other guys were attacking him. Oh, wait, where did you guys come from?
Yeah, it was so bad.
What are you doing? Stop. Please, for the love of God. For the ACTers that are listening, don't make me bring this up each week. Why are you doing this to me? Why?
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
I just don't understand, Dimitri. What I also don't understand is Pac. Okay? This is what I don't understand. In every vignette and everything he's in, why doesn't he not? He's always in his ring gear. The other guys are wearing shirts, jeans, this, that, the other.
He doesn't change.
Does he have pants? Do you think Pac has chance?
Has pants?
Pants.
No, I don't think he has pants.
Or shirt.
Yeah.
He's always in gear. He's in the back of the truck. It's minus 14 outside. The guy's in the back of a cab in his trunks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like the Orange Cassidy?
I like that he came out of nowhere. Again, we played this game before. Many times on my
Yeah.
But, at this point right now, is everyone just on coast mode? Everyone's just put their car in coast and they're like, let's just see where it goes. Screw it. Get Hook out. Hey, where's Hook? Get him back out there.
The Death Riders thing I was liking it.
Yeah.
Until I don't like it anymore. I don't know if I like this anymore, Mitch.
I don't. I'll tell you why you don't like it, and probably why most people don't. We don't know what they're trying to tell us a story, but they're doing it in a different language or something. No one's understanding it. No, I'm even going to go as far as they don't know what they're saying. They have no idea what they're talking about.
You know it's bad when Adam Page is the bright star in the whole thing.
I swear to God.
And he is.
I hate
to say, but the way he's coming out now, I like this version. I'm telling you, it's the thicker mustache.
It might be.
All he had to do was just grow out the stash.
Maybe that's what it was. It was that simple. All this time.
It was right there.
It was right there.
It was on his face.
What were your thoughts on, Dungeon Wrestling almost got him, and we kind of lost him last second. Matt Cardona. And the Jericho?
For the Raw title?
I like it.
Like it? I love it.
What is it about this Cardona that we all just are in love with, but didn't like the Zack Ryder thing.
I think people like the Zack Ryder thing.
You think they did? I don't think so.
I think that they did.
Then why would they release
But
them?
I think this is a WWE problem.
I see.
See, I think when he won the Intercontinental Championship, people loved that. Right? But he needed, in a weird way, to leave.
Right.
Look, the release was probably because of character stale, this and that. But his character now, as himself,
Yes.
winning all these things, I
Yes.
mean, he's got to get back to the big show, man.
100%.
He needs to get back to the WWE fast.
Yes.
Could you imagine an angle with him and LA Knight?
Oh yeah, I see what you're
right,
going with it.
and then you get him and the McIntyre. Like, he's believable everywhere.
The thing is, okay, see, that's where my worry is with this a Cardona type of character now. They're doing so well in the indie circuit, let's just call it, as they do their rounds everywhere. I think putting him in a nice, strong, like if he comes and does one show at WWE, awesome. He does one at AEW or Ring of Honor or TNA or anywhere, awesome. But the minute you sign him and keep him, no. This guy needs to be a free spirit. You can't be signed. You can't keep him. He's shown the world he's much more popular and better this way, and the fans appreciate it better than trying to say, no, it's like a girl you've been dating that you kind of know likes to go out and then trying to make her a housewife. Ain't gonna work.
But see, this is why he's got to go to the WWE. Fair point.
Thank you.
We're still all going to try.
I was waiting why you didn't reply
We're
right
still
back.
all going to try. Well, it's a little bit, again.
I thought you were going to say something.
You know what I wanted to say.
I thought you were
I've been
gonna
to
say
the
it.
office too many times, Mitch. Okay?
I thought you were going to say something.
No. What'd you think I was going to say?
Continue. You were saying.
Why don't you say what you thought I was going to say?
It's none of-
He needs to sign with WWE, so he has
Right.
access to NXT.
Oh.
He has access to TNA. And he has access to WWE, and that could feed him there,
Right.
Because let's face it, like the ring of he's bigger than that now,
Yeah.
right. And I would hate for him to go the way of the Nick Aldis,
Right. I see what you're saying.
You know, with something that he's so much to offer.
I see what you're saying, but I still say keep him there. One thing I was going to say on the MOW pages, I saw a post by somebody saying, you know, why isn't anyone talking about TNA? He thinks that the TNA right now is just on a trajectory like no other. And I'm not going to lie, he's right. Because as we keep going through week in, week out of SmackDown, sometimes we talk a lot about it, sometimes we don't. We keep the Raw out. This week it was a little heavy on the pay-per-view because of I felt like I needed to say my piece. Long story short, I think maybe we got to start, if we can find the time, we should throw something in with the TNA because, dude, it's getting to the point where the major shows, I think maybe getting their nose up in the clouds a little bit, if you will, and they're not doing what we know they can pull off. Maybe we should stop talking about it as much.
If I'm WWE, I'm not worried at all.
Right.
Okay. Obviously, they recognize something there, so
Yeah.
it's good. However, if I'm AEW, I'm really worried because TNA is look. Everyone's right.
Right.
Okay. Whoever had posted that is absolutely right. They're fire. They're gaining traction. Mike is also right. When they put content out, there's not as much engagement.
That's right.
Okay.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true.
So, then, everyone's stuck in a rock and a hard place. But the Team MOW page is there to just put the spaghetti on the
Yeah,
wall.
there you go.
Everything's welcome. So,
100%.
just because maybe it doesn't hit the one time, throw the TNA stuff out
it
there.
there.
We love it.
Just throw it there.
But they're doing it the right way, and they're booking matches, and the storylines, I'm telling you, are already better than AEW. And they better watch out, man.
This is what I'm talking about. AEW, I mean, I know you guys got your big TV deal and maybe, and look, the Cons already had billions, but you guys are kind of showing you almost don't care. And I hate to say it, throw in Jacksonville Jaguars. Is this the way you kind of just get your business going and then just leave it? Because that's what it looks like.
The WWE could single-handedly throw some money at TNA.
Yeah.
And put AEW out of business.
I think so.
Very quickly if they wanted to. I'm telling you.
I agree.
And all it takes is for WWE to send one star.
That's right.
Down to like.
It's not even a down anymore.
It's not a down,
Yeah.
but I say down.
Yeah,
like,
I know what you mean.
Okay?
Yeah.
And
you're right.
And just fuse the storylines.
Yeah.
Because now, if you're a WWEer, everyone's always going to watch WWE. I don't care. It's the NFL of wrestling. But now you split your time and you say, well, I kind of don't mind this cross storyline. I think NXT should be a thing of the past.
Agreed.
Like, scrap NXT, buy out TNA. Or keep it.
I see what you mean.
Right?
Okay.
Or keep
like
it.
grab the NXTers and throw them in TNA.
Everyone. Yeah. And just
that's the way
be
to say
like
it. Yeah.
TNXTA.
There it is. That's the name of this pod. by the way.
TNXTA.
Okay. I know you missed it. I did too. It's time for the alternate scenario.
Ooh.
Here we go. Last week, ranking came out. ESPN ranked the top 30 wrestlers under 30. Dimitri at number 10, Umino. No, George, I have no idea who this guy is. Okay, done. Daniel Garcia at number 9, Kyle Fletcher number 8. I think he should be Jack Perry, Takashita.
Such a jerk.
Mariah May at number 5, Rhea Ripley at number 4, Tony Storm at number 3, number 2, MJF,
Okay.
and number 1, Dominic Mysterio.
Yes.
I'm going to tag you in. Do you like it?
Yes. It's a clear winner at number 1. Listen, the guy's got the most heat. He's got it on the street. He's amazing. The only thing I'll say, Rhea Ripley should have been swapped for Tony Storm. I'm sorry. Rhea Ripley is higher. I don't care what anyone says. Way bigger accomplishments. Let me tag you in. What are your thoughts?
You know what? At first, when I looked at the list, I did like that Dominic is number 1 because they're not looking at it as just a wrestler. They're taking the whole story, everything into it. So you're absolutely right. I do disagree a little bit about the Rhea Ripley and Tony Storm. Tony Storm, man, this last year did a phenomenal job of moving her character. I say even move her to number 2. MJF, I'm sorry, man. I used to wait for your word. I was waiting for your vignettes. I was waiting for your interviews. You're kind of falling off the track a little bit, man. I hate to say it. A couple weeks ago, I mentioned Adam Cole might need a new change of scenery. You might also need it.
Maybe.
Because right now, something's off. Something's wrong.
Yep.
And that's not good. Still a great talker. Still maybe the best promo guy in all the league. But something's off.
Yep, agreed.
Last one. I made fun of it earlier, and Meltzer and Mike talked about it last week. The finisher should not be a submission move unless you're one of these. Bob Backlund and the crossface chicken wing. Moxley and Gunther in the rear naked choke. Bob Lashley and the masterpiece, respect for the full Nelson. Ric Flair, the figure 4. Or the Iron Sheik and the camel clutch. You have to make a submission move as your finisher. Dimitri, which one are you making?
Oh, I like it. Listen, for me, because I want to be practical about it and take my athletic prowess, it's got to be the figure 4 leg lock. You can apply it. It's effective. You're lying down, right? The camel clutch, you got to squat.
There's a little squat.
There's a little squat involved.
That's right.
But you missed one. You missed the best one.
Which one? What?
Ted DiBiase's $1 million dream. It's more of a sleeper hole.
It is a sleeper hole, but it's I like it.
Yeah. But submission figure 4 leg lock. You got to do it. Let me tag you in.
Tag me in. Listen, you got to go with the one that brings the bravado. If I've learned anything about myself over the last year that we've been doing the show, I need the promo, I need the show, I need the glitz. And if it's got to be a submission move, it's got to be the camel clutch. Bob Backlund's chicken wing was a close second. But the camel clutch and the whole bravado of getting on top of them, pulling them up towards you, putting the legs over the knees and pulling back on that chin. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Iron Sheik, Haktua, the Jabroni. He's the number 1 move. I love it.
The way you were describing the camel clutch was my Friday night.
Yeah, it's what your wife does to you. It's the weirdest thing ever. Hey, how you doing? Okay, Mike, I'm coming to the office. I'm coming. I took a little liberty. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself.
Give the guy a break. He just had a kid.
Come on. There it is.
There it is.
That's
Great scenarios.
Hey.
Good to have you back, partner. On behalf of the Team MOW, welcome back. Thank you, everyone who tunes into the alternate commentary table. We really appreciate it. I want you to do a couple things. Number 1, I want to give a shout out to our friend from the other side of the pond, the Andy Evans. I got to listen to Legends and Champions and the generative AI and the questions. Loved that episode. If you get a chance, go back to the archives, pay a listen. Where? McGuireShow.com or McGuire on Wrestling, wherever you're streaming your podcast. McGuire Show drops tomorrow on the Sunday. Always a good show. Until then, thank you very much. And on behalf of the behalf of the GWO and Team MLW, we've been waiting 2 weeks without it, Mitch. Give it to us.
Treasure.